Hello, and welcome to me adjusting all my things because I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome to Ace Combat Zero. I said a long time ago that I was going to do this, and here we are. Before we get into this though, there's a few things. This is going to be a relatively short video even with this, but there's a few things I'm going to point out. First off, I had to move my computer tower up on top of the desk because ants. And these are not the ants I had last time. Last time I had carpenter ants, which are, they're annoying, but they don't really do all that much. They're just carpenter ants. They just mess with, wood. They do bite. But anyway, this time I have fire ants. And these are... I live in Florida, if you don't know. So these are the imported red fire ants, or the southern fire ants, or whatever you feel like calling them. The non-native fire ants. They're horrible. If you've not been bit by one of these fire ants, you should try to keep it that way because they are a poisonous ant. It's not the bite, it's the sting. But either way, it hurts, and I have a couple of bites on my feet, and my feet hurt, and I wish to just cut my feet off. But anyway, I had to move my tower up. That might result in some additional background noise. Also my voice is terrible, but it might result in some additional background noise. If so, I apologize. I've tried to tweak things so that it's not a problem, but I thought I'd point that out anyway. Secondly, this is being emulated. Why is it being emulated if I have a PS2 and a capture card? Because quite frankly, it's a lot easier for me to record something that's emulating than something that's on the console. For numerous reasons. Primarily because I'm lazy, and if I do it this way, I won't need to synchronize the audio, because it will already be synchronized. Gotta make sure all my settings are correct before we get into this. Apart from that, well actually, to go with that, there might be some oddities. I have tested the first 2 missions. They seem to be fine, they seem to run fine, everything seems to go smoothly. So, as far as I'm aware, it should be alright. We'll keep that on knots and whatnot. Keep the subs on, we don't need to tweak any of this because... Actually, what's the control scheme? Ace Combat 5? According to pressure on square button. I don't think the 360 controller is pressure sensitive, but whatever. Missiles to square button. Ain't nobody got time for that. Apart from that, that's basically all I wanted to point out. I moved the tower because ants, fire ants are attracted to electricity, so I took the tower off the floor just in case. So there might be sound. This is emulated, there might be issues. I did some testing, it seems to be fine. Apart from that, does it track my Aces style? Even if I make a new game, it probably will, if I'm going to be honest, because I'm going to overwrite it anyway. So I have played this game before. I've actually played it a lot before. However, it's been a long time since I played this particular game, and a fair while since I've played any of the Ace Combat games. The last one I played, obviously, was 5, because I recorded that. But we are going to play on normal. We're going to play on the normal control scheme as well. If you want to know the difference, normal is just your... It's for average players. It's your traditional thing where L2 and R2 are yaw, and left is your roll control surfaces and pitch and stuff like that. Novice just does everything with left stick. I cannot play with Novice. It's a bit weird. It's supposed to be the easier control scheme, but I can't play. It doesn't roll the aircraft with the left stick. I believe it automatically rolls the aircraft, but it's real weird to get used to. So we'll play with normal. And we'll play with English subtitles just so you guys can hear if the volume's a bit wonky, although it shouldn't be. There's a lot of talking in this game, which is why I'm talking a lot right now. I'll try not to talk over things that happen in the game. It's not guaranteed I won't, because I am me and I like to blather nonsense in a continuous fashion. But I will try not to. Having said that, enjoy this cutscene.
Yeah, I know him. It's going to take a while. It happened years ago. Did you know there are 3 kinds of aces? Those who seek strength, those who live for pride, and those who can read the tide of battle. Those are the three. And him, he was a true ace.
He was a fighter pilot they called Solo Wing Pixie. He was a colleague of the man I seek. 10 years ago, there was a war that engulfed the world. The Belkan War. And in that war was a pilot who trailed across the sky and disappeared from history. He was a lone mercenary who inspired both fear and admiration. He is the man I seek. And so, with the words of Solo Wing, the curtain rises.
It was a cold and snowy day.
Listen up. We have a situation on our hands. A major squadron of Belkan bombers has crossed our border, and it's making its way here, to Belka Air Base. Apparently, they intend to attack our base in an initiative to gain hegemony over the entire Republic of Ustio. Belka Air Base is our country's last line of defense. If our base falls, no one will be left to stop Belka from taking over Ustio. Your mission is to destroy the squad of bombers and defend our base. Belka's invasion must end here.
Between the time I stopped talking and right now, it has since started raining, so welcome to Florida. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad and screw up my power. Don't care if it kills my internet, I just need the power. But anyway, here we are. This is our very first mission. It is a very simple mission. Our job is to intercept the bombers, as described by Dude Bro. The targets are these red circles, or red indicators overall in general. They'll be red on the actual campaign map as well. Which takes a little bit of getting used to. Your allies are blue. Incapacitated or, for all intents and purposes, irrelevant targets are yellow. Enemies are green, and targets are red. And yes, enemies are green. It's a little bit weird. If you're just jumping into this game and you don't really know what's going on, it takes a bit of getting used to. Currently, it is 1995, ye olden time, and there's your geolocation. I wonder if that's an actual geolocation and where that would be. I don't know, someone look it up. Either way, our ace style is soldier. I don't have any intention of a specific side on the ace style. You can either be a mercenary or a knight. You can figure out what those mean. Or a soldier, if you kind of stay middle of the road, will probably end up either being knight or soldier. Not too far on the right, but generally I'm not on the mercenary side of ace style. It's just how I play. But either way, here's us. We are Cypher. Our teammate is Pixie. So, I can show you the hangar, but there's nothing we can do here. There's only one plane you can actually look at, and it's a MiG. And it's not necessarily a very good plane either, but there it is. You can also sell aircraft, buy special weapons, etc, etc. We won't be screwing with that. There's not a whole lot you can do for this first mission. You start with 3 planes. You start with an F-5E Tiger II, a J-35 Draken, or an F1. The F1 is your starting game anti-ground, air-to-ground, whatever, vehicle. This is a, not that, the Draken is a very, very fast aircraft, but as you can see from the thing down there, it doesn't have a lot of stability. Which, you know, doesn't really matter, I'm kind of used to that, but there's no huge advantage of the Draken over the F-5E Tiger. There's a minor speed increase and a minor mobility increase. And you get 8 SAMs instead of 4 CAMs, or however you feel it, however the pronunciation of the shorthand for that is. But you get slightly less missiles, which is for all intents and purposes irrelevant. But I will be flying the F-5E Tiger II because it is more stable, and frankly, I know what an F-5E is, so we'll fly that instead. If you're curious, actually, here's this. Quick maneuver air-to-air missile. There's a missing M, and there it should be K-MAM, Q-MAM, whatever. Either way, it is a homing. It is your basic missile, and we also have the option of these, We can get another set of that if we feel like it, but whatever. We can also get one of these, which is an air-to-ground bomb, and we can get one of these, or actually quite a few of these, which we will be taking. These are... Actually, we're not taking these. I'm sorry, I'm confusing myself and everyone else probably. This is our wingman. We can give him these things. We'll be giving him XMAAs because these are actually very good. Those are up to 4 target lock-on missiles. I don't know if they can lock onto ground targets. I don't think they can, but either way, there's no ground targets in this mission, so whatever.
It's starting to come down. This is Phase Command. Guess all you boys managed to get up. Column 1, Column 2, maintain present course. This is Column 2, roger that. Bearing 315, Belkan bombers approaching. Nobody wants to bail out into a mountain of ice. We're counting on you, flight leader. All units prepare to intercept. You better have our pay ready and waiting. That's only if we both make it through this alive. Be ready to pay up. We'll be back before you know it.
Person talking is Pixie, if you are curious. He is right there. He'll get into formation eventually. He spawns above us in every mission, I think, but whatever. He has a plane that we cannot touch. That is his plane. It doesn't matter, though. I'm gonna go ahead and tell him to attack. He can use his special weapon. I don't care. We are Cypher. We are Gone 1. He is Gone 2. Now, I've told him to attack. Basically, he's just gonna wander off and shoot stuff down for me, which is quite lovely. I do approve of his activities. I've told him also to use his special weapons, which means he'll use his lock-on missiles when appropriate. This dude is not an objective. However, I am going to waste an extra missile on him anyway, because Golem 2 already shot him. Pixie, whatever. These are our targets. Also, this is not a recommended approach vector for firing missiles at things, but it's the approach vector I use, so get off of me. The reason I shot down that other plane is because we get additional money for shooting down stuff. Everything you shoot down gives you credit, so I will try to shoot down most things. It's not always possible to shoot down everything, but I will try to shoot down most things. He's probably going to break, because he's not an idiot. Yeah. He's not an idiot. However, he already died, so never mind. I want the credit for killing things. I think it only counts if I kill the target. Not if someone else kills the target. And there's no reason to save your missiles in this mission by... One of the bombers broke formation. There's no reason to save ammunition by, or missiles by just firing one and then shooting machine gun fire at them to kill them. There's actually not enough targets to use all of your missiles, I don't think, in this mission. Oh, he's already freaking down. Let's drop some bombers so they don't get too far ahead of us. We do fail the mission if we let the bombers get too far ahead, so... We're gonna go ahead and fire 2 at this guy. I think our range is 5k? Yeah. Need a break for missiles anyway. We don't need a... Oh, he's already dead. God dang it, Gone 2. Blowing all my dudes up. Ow. Now you might have noticed, we got hit by a single missile. We're at 44% damage. This game is a bit rough on the damage you can take. Golem 2 ain't stealing crap. He's already wounded. If I wanted to be mercenary, I could shoot him down, even though he's already incapacitated. There's no reason to, though. Bombers are over here. We're gonna head up so they don't murder me. But yeah, I took one missile. We're already at 44% damage. A second missile would put me basically dead. We're done. Pixie, please.
I think Osean still has this caliber of a squadron left. Base Commander Golem Team, the enemy attack unit has been successfully intercepted. I'd like to see how those Belkan cowards report back to their superiors. Cypher, I got a feeling you and me are gonna get along just fine. Buddy.
Yay, buddies!
Golem Team, you have permission to land.
It all started on that snowy day. My first impression was, he had potential.
We will not be watching the replays, even though they're actually kind of neat to watch. They also have this in the background, which is actually my favorite thing.
Belka's attack on Valet Air Base has failed. Your efforts will not go unrewarded. Your actions may well decide who wins the Belkan War. I, for one, will be counting on it.
You can sit here and watch basically in the background you can sit here and watch everything you did in the mission. And it's really quite cool, especially in much later missions where there's a lot of planes dogfighting in a small area. You can actually watch all the trails going around and whatnot. You can also see the incapacitated planes that I stopped following bugger off. We are middle of the road soldier because there's nothing in this mission that'll actually change your ace style unless you destroy wounded planes. You can also fast forward if you feel like it. No. It's hard to tell it's fast forwarded, but it is, either way. Oh no, we did move. Okay. I was confused for a minute there. That's fine. That's fair enough. So we got 9,000 credits. That's almost as much as you can get. You can tell your teammate to just stop doing things that mission and just cover you so he doesn't shoot down bombers. That will allow you... There's my test file, by the way. That will allow you to get some extra kills on enemies.